What is going on? Grinding. It's Chief. We're in the building. I just want to let the theme music play a little bit today. I'm feeling good. Hopefully you're feeling good. Folks, it's been a good past 2 days coming off of another sweep. And I'm so grateful that all of you have decided to join me today. Invite me to your homes, invite me to your car, invite me to your iPod, your earbuds, whatever you're listening to, whatever you're watching. Thank you. It is much appreciated. This is the Take Your Pick'em show coming in live at 10:30 a.m. Eastern every weekday, Monday through Friday. Today is Wednesday, June 28th, 2023. And we are here live and in living color. We're going to kick this thing off as usual. Winning words of wisdom. And this one is very simple. It comes from the guy by the name of Tommy Tuberville. And if I'm not mistaken, Tommy Tuberville played quarterback. I'm pretty sure I'm right there. I think he played quarterback for the South Carolina Gamecocks, if I am not mistaken. He says positive attitude plus effort equals performance. And if we want to perform well, we've definitely got to have a positive attitude. We've got to keep grinding. We've got to put the work in. We've got to have our effort at an all-time high because we want to be successful. And I want you to be successful. And I want you to be successful not only in DFS, but in life in general. Like DFS, even though it's a part of my livelihood and a part of maybe some of your livelihoods, it's not the end-all be-all. Life is much bigger than DFS. But DFS is huge, and I love this industry, and I love all of you fine people. So let's hop into our recap. Once again, coming off another sweep. Definitely excited about that, but don't want to get too high, don't want to get too low. We've been grinding, and so the results are starting to pay off. So on the month, and I told you guys we would come out of this month okay. We're at 27, 29, and 2 in terms of the record of plays. Past 2 days, though, like I said, has been a sweep. Yesterday, we took Tyler Wells at 5.5 strikeouts. We wanted more than that projection. We were able to get the win there. We wanted Mr. Abbott from Cincinnati over or more than 16.5 pitching outs. We were able to get the win there. And then we had Clayton Kershaw at 17.5 pitching outs. We wanted more than that projection, and we were able to get that one. And then we had some really nice cards in the prop shop that went for 10x. I think we had 2 of those that went for 10x. So that was a really good day for us, a really good return on yesterday. So today, we don't care about yesterday. We care about today now. Today is a new day, and we want to continue to churn out the profits. And so we're going to kick this show off. I will say this one, as of right now, it's already moved on Vivid. It's not going to be there. But this has been a guy, in my opinion, that has been, he's really taken off here recently. And so I don't think anybody's going to be confused. There's no secret here. Blake Snell, for whatever reason, has finally turned it on. And thank God he has, because he has just been cruising here the past few games. And so Blake Snell is sitting around 7 strikeouts on PrizePicks. He was at 7, I think, on Vivid. He's now at 7.5. So we're going to have to do this one on PrizePicks. We do have Yu Darvish is pre-populating, but we know that Blake Snell is going to pitch today. And as we look at what he's going to be facing in terms of, he will have a few high strikeout bats in this lineup. We've got 33% for Palacios, 17% for McCutchen, which is really good for him, 30% for Davis in limited plate appearances. Same thing for Palacios. 13% for Santana, 44% for Sawinski, 17% for Hayes, 27% for Ji-Hwan Bae, 14% for Marcano, and 18% for Hedges. But what we've seen from Blake Snell recently, now, and I think I talked about this the last time we had Snell on the show, Snell was around a 25%, 24 to 25% K rate on the season, or I think even maybe at 23% at one point, much lower than what we were accustomed to. Now on the season, because Snell has started to dial up the strikeouts here, 30% K rate on the season, 30.2% to lefties, 30.8% to righties. And the last 30 days, we've got Snell at a 44% K rate, 50% to lefties, 43% to righties. I fully feel like the 44% is not going to be sustainable, but I do think what we've seen is he's turned a corner and he started to figure some things out for hopefully the remainder of this season. At 7 strikeouts, though, I think it's going to be advantageous for us to take more than that particular projection. Usually we have some projections up here up top. We don't have that today. My lean, though, is just based on where we are currently. I'm going to be siding with more than that projection. And one of the other things that I like, we have seen the walk rate come down a little bit. He's at 11% on the season, but 8% the past 30 days, 10% to lefties, 7% to righties. If Snell can continue to dial it up, I don't see any reason why he can't blow past this number. The main thing, too, we see that Snell, in terms of the uses, he is using that fastball about 55% of the time. The velocity, though, around 96 miles an hour, which is really good. So he's got a nice live fastball that he's throwing the changeup, throwing the curve, throwing the slider. So when we look at it, he's got a pitch mix of about 4 pitches, and so he's going to have some opportunities to get some outs here today as he faces the Pittsburgh Pirates. So this is one at 7 strikeouts. I really like it. Even at 7.5, I think it's fine based on where he's been trending. But I would encourage you, go ahead and get it at 7 now before we see a bump across the industry, or if we see a bump across the industry. Like I said, at Vivid, it was at 7.5, so it's going to be advantageous for us to get that in at 7. All right, I'm going to hop over to another play here. This one is going to be, let's call it interesting, because this is a guy that I think something is wrong here, and I think he's been kind of going downhill. When we pull it up, we're going out to Christian Javier, and he's going to be facing the St. Louis Cardinals today. We know that St. Louis doesn't strike out a ton. They did go through a really rough stretch. They don't strike out a ton, but Christian Javier, over the past 30 days, this is very alarming to me. 11.6% K rate, 7.3% to lefties, 19.4% to righties. Walking guys a little bit more, especially righties at 12.9 and a 7.3% to lefties, which is, he's had an increase in walks, a decrease in strikeouts, and today he faces a fairly low strikeout team in the St. Louis Cardinals. And the projection around the industry is at 5 strikeouts. I want less than that. I think this is a spot that we can attack. Our projections have him, looks like our projections have him at 5.65 strikeouts. I'm going to go against that today. I really think something's wrong when you look at the underlying numbers with Javier, even beyond what we see here in front of us. I think something's wrong. I hope he's not hurt, but I think based on what the trends that I've seen, Baseball Savant and some other things, I think something's going on with Javier here. And in fact, I didn't look at some of the trends that I typically use for the bat. Thank you, Derek Carty. I am going to go over to the bat here. And so let's pull up Javier. I just want to see. I didn't look at this one this morning. Give me 1 second here. So we have had a spin change a little bit, and so I think something's going on with Javier here. ERA up to 5.20. Yeah, something's wrong. We've got Javier projected for 2 walks. Let's see what we have, what the bat has and projected at for Ks. I don't typically the bat hasn't projected for 5.24. Got to project to give up close to 5 hits. We'll see. Once again, I think something's wrong with Javier. I'm going to side with the information that I've looked at behind a few others, behind a few other data points. I think we're going to be good with the under here at 5. Maybe we get a push at worst. Hopefully bad St. Louis doesn't show up today as well. But once again, we've seen a drastic shift on Javier here. Just kind of FYI, when you see a guy go from, and even on the season, he was at 22.9%, 31% to righties, 15% to lefties. But when you see pretty much a 10 to 11% dip in strikeouts, like as a whole, that's a real good indication that something's probably going on there. At any rate, at 5 strikeouts, we want less than that projection. Sorry to hold us up there. I just kind of want to express that I did think something's going on with Javier. All right, we're going to move on to our next one here. We're going out. We're going to be looking at the Phillies versus the Cubs. We're going with Aaron Nola today, and Nola's not someone I've attacked a lot this season, but Nola is kind of on the opposite side. So on the season, we've seen him at 23% Ks, 22.8% to lefties, 24.6% to righties, 6.5% walk rate, 9% to lefties, 3.9% to righties. We have seen the walk rate balloon over the past 30 days, 13.4% to lefties, 3.4% to righties, 8% total. But the strikeouts have come up, and they've come up in a big way. 28.8% overall, 25% to lefties, 32% to righties. This is more what we're used to seeing from Nola. Nola's typically been in that 27-28% K range. And so today he gets a matchup with the Chicago Cubs. Wind is going to be blowing in a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. And I should have checked the weather report, but like I said, I'm almost positive wind's going to be blowing in a little bit, or well, across the field and in. So with that that should help him a little bit to keep some of those balls in the stadium. But also, I think he's going to have the strikeout. So once again, he's at 6 around the industry. Topman here at 20.9% K rate, 10.8% for Horner. But then we've got 26 for Suzuki, 25 for Happ, 22 for Dansby, 23 for Bellinger, 28 for Morrell, 7.4% for Madrigal, and 29% for Tucker Barnhart. Boy, do I wish Patrick Wisdom was in this lineup today. That would have definitely helped our cause for at least an extra opportunity at a strikeout. Even still, I think Nola at 6%. I think at 6 strikeouts, I think this projection is a good one to take advantage of. Once again, we do get a little bit of push potential. I don't play for the push per se, but when I can get it at 6 versus 6.5 or 5 versus 4.5 in Javier's case, then I really like to utilize that to my advantage. So I think Nola's going to go for 7 strikeouts here. My hot take is that Nola probably has 7 through 5. That's my hot take. If he has 7 through 5, I'm going to be very appreciative of Nola getting this done for us. So I really like this particular prop today. When we look at what Nola's throwing, he's got the curve, got the fastball, the sinker, and changeup. So those are his main 4. It does have a little bit of cutter, but that's not some of his primary pitches. But the off speed is definitely going to get the Cubs. Typically, off speed is really good for elite control pitchers. And I'm not saying that he's been incredibly elite with control, because the walks have been a problem over the past 30 days, but we do see him rounding more to form in terms of the strikeouts that we've been able to pick up. So the curveball, the fastball, the sinker, he's got those going, and then the changeup. I think with this pitch mix, obviously, and if he can have really good control today, then I think we'll see a really good outing from Aaron Nola. Once again, at 6 strikeouts, I want more than that projection. So one of the interesting things for me today is I felt more comfortable with strikeouts. I looked over the pitching outs, and typically I can get some really good opportunities in the pitching outs section, but I wasn't able to get that today. The last one I'm going to talk about here, this one is actually going to be a pitches thrown opportunity, and this one is more on underdog than PrizePicks. But we've got Senga at 99 pitches. I'm going to go less than that projection. And it's not that I don't think he can go past 100, but I'm hoping he gets the job done in 6, and it's somewhere in that mid-90s range, and then he just doesn't come back out for the 7th. So I really like that. So once again, we've got Senga. He's at 99.5 pitches on underdog. We want less than that projection. This is kind of going to be an underdog only. Now, if you can take a shot on PrizePicks, he is at 98.5 on PrizePicks. It's a 1-pitch difference. You'd be surprised how many times this 1-pitch difference comes into play. If you want to get it in on PrizePicks, I don't hate it at 98.5, but that extra pitch, trust me, it's definitely beneficial. I would take that one more so on underdog than PrizePicks. So I wanted to get that one out to you guys and ensure that, once again, underdog is the better place for that one currently. And folks, guess what? That's going to wrap up the plays for today. I didn't want to stretch it. I don't Okay, folks, sorry about that. It looks like my internet had a little glitch there. So please forgive me. Super sorry about that. Thanks for hanging in there with me. We're going to go over our recap, and then we will get you guys out of here. Once again, so sorry about that internet issue. Thank goodness we were at the end. So at the top here, we've got Blake Snell at 7 strikeouts. We want more than that projection. Definitely want to get that one on PrizePicks right now. We've got Aaron Nola at 6 strikeouts. We want more than that projection. We've got Christian Javier at 5 strikeouts. We want less than that projection. Excuse me. And then this one is more of an underdog play, but you can still get it in on PrizePicks. It's just going to be 1 pitch less. We've got Kodai Senga at 99.5 pitches. We want less than that projection. It's 98.5 on PrizePicks. If you want to get it in, I think it's still close enough, but I would still side with underdog. That 1 pitch could be all the difference, but I still want less than that projection. Folks, sorry about that glitch. I'm Chief. This has been Take Your Pick'em. Let's get another sweep today, folks. This would be a really good if we went 3 days in a row with the sweep. Come in with your pockets empty. Leave with your pockets full. I'll see you tomorrow.